Welcome to Quilting with Mary, Beth and Donna. If we included our conversations with our interviews, they'd be too long. So today, you're just going to get our conversation from Monday morning. We hope you enjoy it. Hello, Mary Beth.
Hi, Donna.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are
You
you?
are very perky for a Monday morning.
Well, listen, I've been up since about 4 o'clock,
Why?
4 a.m. because Rod told Michelle, my neighbor, that he would work on her lawnmower, and all week he was too busy every day. So finally, yesterday after church, we pulled in the driveway, and I start to get out, and he goes, "No, stay right there because we're going to go back and get Michelle's lawnmower. I just need the hitch off the truck." So he got the hitch off his truck, put on my truck, went to Michelle's, got the lawnmower, and worked on it out in that heat all day. And all of a sudden, he walks in the house. He goes, "I need some help. I cut my finger and it's
Oh,
really
great.
bad." Oh my gosh. Cut the tip like off of his finger, just the very tip. So I'm in there trying not to look at the blood so I don't pass out and trying to bandage it up and trying not to hurt him and blah, blah. So we've been doing this like I had to change it 3 times yesterday afternoon and evening. And then this morning he got me up at 4 o'clock, but I was already awake. I mean, I woke up like at 3:30, but he woke me up at 4 to change his bandages before he walked out the door to go to work. So I've been up early.
And he cut his finger?
Yeah.
And
Cut the
did he have to
tip.
get stitches and everything?
He probably should go to the doctor, but, he won't.
I know. When Sam was little, we used to watch all of the medical shows on TLC. I mean,
Uh,
we watched everything. Um, then, um, I was like, "Oh, I can handle all that stuff. I'd be okay to get stitches and blah, blah, blah." And I was cleaning, our toilet, um, and it had cracked. I think it had chipped, so it was like a r really sharp porcelain down at the very bottom, and I cut my finger open, and that I held that thing shut so bad, I was never gonna go in and get stitches on that. I did end up going to the doctor a couple days later because it was a toilet, so, but yeah,
I
I
cut the I cut my fingernail and finger, uh, the tip of my finger off one time trying to fix Mexican food for lunch on a Sunday after church, and Rod had gone for a walk while I was chopping onions, so I called him and I said, "Where you at?" And he goes, "Well, almost to North Oak." So, from our house, that was a couple miles away. And I said, "Well, cut my finger really bad. So when you get back, I need help bandaging it." So then I laid in the recliner chair with my finger up in the air. Well, no, I didn't. I cleaned up my mess and tried to hold a paper towel around it or something, but kept bleeding, bleeding. Finally, he got there and the kids walked in and I'm like, "I cut my finger," and they're like, "Oh my gosh." So they all, they're all around me bandaging it and making me hold my finger up in the air and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't go to the doctor on Monday. I went to work and my boss was like, "What are you doing here? You got to go to the doctor." So I had an appointment with my doctor and I went and they were like, "We can't touch this, but we want our students to see it." So they brought in like 3 people. So there's like a doctor, 3 students, and a nurse in the room gathered around my finger. And then they sent me over to a plastic surgeon. And they really didn't do much except they had a special wrap that they put on it. And I had to keep going into them like every other day to have that changed. So I wish I had that stuff today, but I don't. So I don't know what it is that they put on there, but it worked. So
well, well, I'm glad that he lived, so he's gone
yes.
again, and you don't have is the lawnmower fixed or not?
Yeah, he fixed it. Yeah, he kept working on it until he got her done, but it was his left hand pointer finger, and I said, "This is gonna really be sore for a while." So today he's working with the spray foam guys and, he tapes everything off. He goes, "I'm gonna have a hard time with not so much taping it off, just pulling it back off." I'm like, "Just don't use that hand, please."
Too funny.
If he'd quit using it, it wouldn't bleed so much, you know? He just
Yeah.
keeps using it, and I'm like, "Stop using your hand. You gotta quit." So,
Yep, I get it.
yeah.
Okay, let me get my mojo on and
Okay.
we'll do some good talking. Um,
Okay.
what, what are you doing anything quilty?
Yes, I am binding quilts. So the 2 quilts that I had at, Quilt Retreat, the one for Canada and the one for the baby shower,
Uh-huh.
I went ahead and had them done at City's Edge because I gotta have the one for the baby shower in, like, another week or so.
Yeah, I
So,
figured as
I gotta
much.
get the binding on it today, and the one for Canada is I don't need it right away, uh so anyway, I gotta get those bound, and I have the one that you quilted it. It was actually for a year ago right now that they were gonna do the Remy run, and
Oh,
so yeah.
the red and
So
white one?
yeah, the red and white one, and so, well, it was supposed to be in October, but I needed to get it bound, so that I could get it to them so they could do the auction. They're gonna do an online auction, and then, um a year ago tomorrow, uh, Trip was born 10 weeks early. So tomorrow's his first birthday. And so Remy Run has been put on the back burner because she's had her hands full with him. And still, we're still praying about that because he goes to a neurologist sometime. They've got him an appointment sometime because his, his muscles or whatever to sit up, he's not able to sit up yet, so
Oh,
they're kinda concerned about that.
poor guy.
Yep. So anyway, he's such a doll.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
such a
cutie.
good.
He looks like and I don't mean this negatively, but he kinda looks like an old man. He looks very distinguished, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very cute. I mean, he's just so cute, and when she does his hair up like that, he reminds me of the Lollipop Kids.
Yeah, too funny.
Ye
Okay, well, that's good. So binding quilts, I came down Saturday morning. I never get as much I never get anything done on the weekends, and I should just quit telling myself that I'm gonna do it on the weekend. But
Right.
I came down Saturday morning and, I went into my second room back over there, and I tried to do some organization. I've got 2 metal shelves there that has, fabric and stuff on it. So I worked on that for a couple of hours, and I still have I guess I've got a pile that needs to come in here and get dispersed. And it's just little things that just need to kinda go somewhere and not in there.
Yeah.
So, whatever. So I
Right.
did that, and I've got 2 quilts on the machine. I've got one of them is an edge to edge that I need to finish today, and then the other one is the, big star quilt that I, should have finished last week, so I think I can finish it today. Um, and then I've gotta put another big quilt on the machine. The Colorado is having its, so s Quilt Affair, which is a 2-day, sale, I guess, vendor show at the Boulder County Fairgrounds. I think it's the 3rd week of September, and so I'm doing 2 quilts for Tracy and Lions Quilting, so they can have pretty stuff on their walls, so that's
Oh,
fun. So I've got almost got one of them done. I hope that Denise likes it, so we'll see. I've been trying to work pretty diligently on those. But my husband's out of town, and that tends to, I don't have to be as productive when he's not here. I should be more
what
productive
do you
when he
say? That's when you should be more productive.
I know, I know.
I mean, it's easier for me to be more productive when Rod's not here.
Well,
Just
I really do have to say that it's very difficult to get anything done when you've got 4 dogs following you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anything. Like, if he were to take the dogs out of the house for a couple of hours every day, I would get 1,000 times more done because I wouldn't have, because Ivan is undoubtedly, he's following me around, but he's always in front of me. So you have to say, "Move,
Oh,
move, move," and then you have to kick him and say, "Get out of my way."
right.
So, but that's okay. So anyway, like I said, I told you earlier, I'm gonna do 10 things today, and I've
Cool.
got 6 on my list so far, so we'll see if I can fill that list up.
Well, good. That's a goal. I
Yeah.
need to set goals too like that. I have, I always buy a journal and then I lose it or I forget to write in it, or I mean, not a journal, a planner.
Mhm.
And, when you buy, like, I love the one that's the quilt one, whatever station that whatever that's called. But because it's all around quilts, that's all it is. You know the one you have to order online?
Yeah,
Or
kind
it's
of,
on,
maybe, I don't know.
well, you've had one before. They're like $50 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
So I went from, I love that one, but if you don't use it, you've just wasted $50. So I bought a cheap one. Well, I bought one that had the 2 pages of the 1 month of calendar, and then you flip it over, and you can write on each page each day, whatever, for a whole month, and I don't do that. So then I decided I would get just one that has just the calendar pages like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm pretty much sticking with it, but like yesterday or Saturday, Friday Friday? Sunday afternoon. This man called, um, and he wanted to know if he could make an appointment to come out and look at my drywall. I'm like, "Yeah." So then I go, "Wait a minute, let me see. I've got something going tomorrow. I can't remember what it is. It was this." So I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm free all afternoon." So he's coming today to give me an estimate. And he said, "Mine will not be an estimate, mine will be a bid." So he goes, if my material list goes over or whatever, he said, "What I give you is what it is." So I'm like, "Cool."
Wow.
Rod goes, "I like that guy." So yeah, because I have another guy that just gave me a bid over the phone. And he over text messaging, he would send me a message and say, "How big's the room?" "Mm, well, before the walls went up, it was 24 by 30, there's walls, so I don't know. And there's a bathroom and it has a window. So I had to go around and measure all my windows and all the doors
The stuff that he should have done.
that he should do. Yes. And then yesterday we had a guy come out and he said, um, okay, so you're going to need this. What was it he said? Oh, I'll have to I'll give you an estimate, and then I'll get a hold of the guy that does the hanging and have him come out, or I'll give him your measurements, that's what I'll do. I'll give him your measurements, he'll hang it. You'll need to get a hold of the drywall provider or whatever and order the drywall, and they'll bring it out, and they charge $2 a sheet extra to bring it out. I'm like, this is all the stuff he's supposed to do.
Yeah, what is he getting paid for?
Mudding and texture.
Oh,
It should all be one. That
yeah.
should all be one. So I'm not so when he walked out to his car to get the phone number of the guy that's supposed to hang it, Rod goes, and he looked at me and he frowned and he goes, "No." Shook his head, "No," and I'm like, "No, I don't, not this guy." And he goes, and then I went back in the house, and when that guy came back in, he couldn't find the guy's card for the drywall to hang the drywall. So Rod's like, "Okay." He goes, "Well, I'll just text it to your wife tomorrow." And Rod goes, "That'd be fine." And then he goes, "I think I'm gonna go fishing now." I was like, Rod goes, "Okay." He's gonna go check on his property that he has here and then go fishing. And Rod's like, "All right." So anyway, we weren't impressed with him. So we've got one bid over the phone or by text, one bid that the guy's coming today. And his reviews online were perfect. And then the guy that gave us a poopy review or gave us a dumb bid. And then I've called 10.
Oh, wow.
I know.
What were you were looking for something last week, was it a plumber or a
Oh
locksmith?
my
Did you
gosh,
find one?
that's another story. The plumber. We have one. But you know what? It's race season. So I looked at Rod's called him 3 times and he hasn't responded. And he told us when he put the pipes in, he goes, "Oh, I drive by here every day." And we're like, "Okay, well, this ought to be good then." Nope, hasn't has not even returned a call or anything. You can't get him to call you. So we're trying to finish this last part up and you can't get him. And so I went online. I knew he had a Facebook page, so I looked him up and couldn't find him under his business name, but I found his name on Facebook. And for the last 2 weeks, it's all race car e every day,
Huh.
everywhere. Hutchinson, Kansas, here, Springfield or wherever, Bolivar, I don't know. Everywhere but work.
When does race season end?
Not soon enough for me, but I don't know.
Mm.
I think it shouldn't be too much longer, I wouldn't think, because school started, but I don't know. Maybe in September sometime.
I accidentally, a few weeks ago, um, those the commercials for the replace your shower in a day thing, where
Uh-huh.
we'll redo your shower in a day, and I accidentally like, right when I was and they said, "Free quote," so I'm like, "I'm just gonna see how much," what's the ballpark for that?" That stupid thing. And so right as I was getting ready to hit return, I see the thing that says, hitting return means that you will receive phone calls and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Ugh," and I hit it too soon. And I swear to you, I started getting calls immediately, and there were like 10 in a row. And I knew what they were, so I didn't answer them. And they were coming and they're like, your local blah, blah, blah." Or I did answer. Somebody texted me, and I'm like, "I'm really not interested." But they said that they're your local, whatever. And one of them was coming from Colorado. One guy was calling from Wisconsin, and it's just like, and so finally, I don't know, probably a month later, I finally talked to somebody and she actually took me off the list, so that was good. So it's like, "Please
My
just take me off,"
goodness.
because 'cause I'd call, and if you didn't answer, they'd call right away again, and so it was horrible. So, I don't know. It's hard to find good help.
I keep trying to tell Rod when he sees a commercial for Social Security, I'm like, "Do not, do not." And he says, "But we could be getting this and this." I'm like, "Rod, no, you can't. It's not gonna happen." And so he went ahead and did it. He says, "Yeah, I'm married to my dad." They say you marry your dad. I did. So, he was getting phone calls all the time. He's tried blocking these phone calls, and he's tried, um, setting up his phone so that when he doesn't recognize the number or it doesn't recognize the number, it just doesn't come through or whatever. And then we're missing other calls because of that, so it's just a mess.
Oh, well, I hope you find somebody,
Me
and I
too.
the drywall guy comes in, because once you
Well,
get drywall done, well, except for the
the
toilet.
one the one that gave us the estimate over text messaging, I said, "I'm trying to get my plumber out here, but he won't respond." And he goes, "I have a plumber if you need one." And I'm like, "I may have to use this guy just to get a plumber?"
Well, the guy that's coming out, though, he might have a plumber too, so,
Yeah, I'm gonna talk with him because
yeah.
I asked Rod, I said, "Should I call this guy's plumber?" And he goes, "No, let's just wait on ours." And I'm like, "How long do we wait? You've been trying to get a hold of him for 2 weeks. You've sent him 3 or 4 messages, and he still or called him. He's called him 4 times." No response. So,
Well,
fun times.
we have last Tuesday, we talked to the, um, Juniper Lane, which is the, design people that we're talking to about our kitchen,
Oh,
and, did very preliminary stuff, and did very preliminary stuff, and I think Friday, there's gonna be one of the contractors is gonna come out and see if we can do what we wanna do. Um, but, once you start doing that, it's like, oh, you make decisions. I don't mind making decisions, but you think, "Well, can I do this, or should I do this, or should I put this here?" But, so now I'm
yep,
in that process, and I don't like that.
yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
so
that's good that you're working with a company, though. That'll be fun to see what you come up with.
yeah, um, yeah, so that'll be
You know
exciting.
I have my white cabinets, which I love my white cabinets, and I was looking at a page the other day, and it said, they painted their cabinets white or whatever, and they were talking about how much they loved them. It was just a reel, and then I like
Yeah.
to read comments. Well, all the comments were like, "Yeah, and you can see every speck of dirt now," and I'm like, "Okay, so you leave them dirty when they look like wood?" I mean, anyway, I posted on there and I said, "I had oak, orange-looking cabinets for 20 some years, and I couldn't paint them because Rod says, 'You don't paint oak.'" So, I had to keep them, and I hated them. And so when I got these, I'm like, "I want white." I already know I want white. And yeah, you do see drips going down it, and then you can wash them off,
Yeah, yeah,
So, but I love my white cabinets.
yeah, I like your kitchen.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I'll have a kitchen one day.
You will. It'll happen.
Anywho, so, I don't know, what time is it? Okay, so do you have any inspiration from us? You asked for inspirate what inspires people yesterday. Do you have any inspiration for us on quilting?
Well, you're not gonna like this, but, I've been watching a lot of videos, and I've found some that I like the people, I like what they do, and it's like a scrap busting, but, like, I think that's all they do. I mean, she buys fabric. She doesn't I'm sure she goes to quilt shops because she's a quilter. I mean, we all do that.
Mhm.
Um, but she buys a lot of fabric, like discounted fabric, and she makes quilts for donation mostly, but she's a quilter too. I mean, she's got a long arm. Um, and she does it for customers. So anyway, I like her videos. I can't think of what her name is. Mary something. Anyway,
Good
but
plug.
yes, isn't it? And so um, she said, if you've lost your mojo and you just don't wanna quilt or whatever, or you're looking for inspiration, do a scrap quilt. She said it will inspire you to do stuff, and it's fun to not have to think about a pattern and do stuff in a certain way, just to be free form, and it's supposed to recharge your battery.
So what is she just, like, throwing scraps together? Like, I mean
Pretty much. I mean, she's got different videos, showing different things, like, she'll do 4 patch or she'll do, just different things, but some of them are those potato chip quilt type things where you take a strip and just start sewing all your scraps to the strip, and then you cut those apart, and then you press them and sew them or, finger press them, whatever you wanna do, and sew them together until you just keep building and building and building until you have a big piece. Kinda fun looking. I mean, I know it's scrappy and you don't like scrappy, but I
I
mean,
don't
it's a way to use up those scraps that you have, and it could if it helps, just be in free form, just, you know when you do freehand quilting. When you do freehand quilting where you don't think about what you're doing, you just go into it and start quilting and all that, so
Okay, I
So
wanna
it'll be
see
fun.
your freeform quilt.
Who has time for that? I am so busy trying to get through I'm trying to get through all these stupid things I've bought over the years, so anyway, I hope I can. I hope I can get to it because I'm starting to go through my scraps, like, right now, when I'm kind of I feel like I'm at a standstill here at the house because I don't have a designated place, and
Yeah,
I've tried to designate a place to sew, but when I do, it's like, okay, I have to move stuff off my sewing machine and put it on my bed, or off my ironing table and put it over on my bed. Then I sit here and I sew, and I get tired and I need to go cook dinner. And so I run in there and I cook dinner and I clean up the kitchen. I'm pooped. And then I come in here to go to bed and my bed's piled up with sewing stuff. I'm like, ugh. So I take it all off my bed, put it back on the ironing table, and it's just like a vicious cycle. It'd be so nice to have a room again. So I feel like I can't really
yeah, you're in a
think about too much. So I'm, cutting scraps right now, but off and on, um, to, put in my box. So I've got, I don't have it in here. I took it back out to the quilt room, but I had a list and it says you should have like 10-inch, 3-inch, 5-inch, 2.5-inch strips or other size strips, whatever. So these are things that are workable that you can use. Like if you have 10-inch, you can use it as a whatever, layer cake or 5-inch, a charm pack, whatever. So that made sense to me to do it that way instead of doing it like all these other like Bonnie Hunter has a whole lot of different cuts to make. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
yeah.
So I'm also doing, tumbler pieces because I think I'd love to make a tumbler quilt. It'd be a fun quilt for kids or whatever. So I'm just cutting if I have a big enough piece, I cut it out of that. If it's not 10 inches, then I go to the next size, which is my tumbler. If it's not that size, then I go down to my 5-inch pieces.
So you are doing a lot of cutting of
Yeah,
pieces?
and I'm using my AccuQuilt Uh, Go, AccuQuilt Go. Big.
Um, I, 'cause I was part of the stuff that I was, looking at, and I got rid of a bunch of fabric when I moved, so I cleaned out some,
Yeah.
'cause I'm not a big scrap person, which
No, I
you
know
can
you're
find
not.
out. And it's mostly because, I mean, it's taken me 15 years to get this quilt done. Why do I think I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm going on above the
I
limits of
know.
age to get a
I
scrap.
know. Me too, I keep thinking about that.
And, so I actually, put in the trash pile yesterday or Saturday a few pieces or some, just really old stuff and stuff that doesn't really have a home. But yeah, there's gotta be something to do with it. And then I thought, well, maybe I could start making like, Linus quilts or something like that.
Right,
So,
yeah, that's what I
um,
think too, if they because you can put them together really cute. If you watch the videos of these ladies that do it and I just looked up drag racing season, it is from March to November, please. That's a little long.
that's long, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
We digress.
yeah, I know, sorry. So I'm gonna pull up this, let me see who I'm subscribed to here, and I'll tell you the names of the ones I've watched that I really like. Um, okay, so it is gosh, I've been watching some good ones this morning that have nothing to do with quilting. Um, where is she? I just want a list of them. I don't want don't go away. Oh my gosh, it's giving me all I don't want this. I want just the subscription of who I'm subscribed to, but can't find it.
Oh, well, this is good.
I
Good
know, right?
thing here.
No, sorry. I've been watching Sister Chichs quilting. She reminds me of Linda Card. You should look at her. She's kind of like a little dingy and not so dingy. You know, I mean, so she's kind of fun, but she reminds me of Linda Card a lot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sister Chichs Quilting?
Yeah. Uh, Revelation Quilts is another scrappy one that I watch, and I really like her. She's good. Not Linda Card good, you know, she's good. Um, and then the one that I really like is the Maribel or Mary somebody. Uh, she must not have done anything for a while because can't find her. But I'll tell you in a little. I keep coming up with Quilted Forest. I have a lot of stuff from them, and they're okay. I mean, they do a lot of scrappy stuff too, but they use jelly rolls or fat quarters or whatever. And I'm talking hardcore scraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a friend, I'm sure I've said this on here before, who has I don't know, 20 years ago, she was doing scraps. She says,
Uh-huh.
"'Cause one day I'm not gonna be able to afford fabric." And I'm like, "That's right. That's a
You
good idea."
know what? And no kidding, where was I that I was looking at fabric? You and I were I just shopping, just like when we went to, um, Illinois for the quilt retreat. It seemed like the fabric was nearly $13 a yard, and, it could have been $13 a yard, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this it's starting to happen," you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna get where I just will not make a quilt for my next door neighbor, you know, or whatever. It's gonna be for just family or just new babies or something. It's gonna get to that point for me because I can't, you know, I'm gonna say this and my kids always say, "Everybody is," but I'm on a fixed income, you know? Um, but anyway, okay, so the other lady I watched that is the scrap quilter, and she's really fun to watch, I think, is Mary, Merry, Mabel Market. Mary Mabel Market. I like her YouTube videos.
Okay. We will check
So,
that.
it's just an idea, you know, to try to get your creative juices going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have, on a news front, in the pile of stuff that I went through this weekend, I found my 2 blocks from, City's Edge.
No way. Feel
Yes.
so much better. I thought, "Oh my gosh, they're in a drawer somewhere here," and oh,
Yeah, they were just in a I mean, they were I don't even remember where they were, but I'm like, "Those are those 2 blocks."
yay, I'm
So,
so
those have been
happy.
found, and then one of the other things that I uncovered yesterday was a little bitty kit that I bought at the, was it Awana Colonies?
The Manna.
In
Oh, I
Amana
love that store.
Colonies?
Yeah.
So, when did we do that? That
Oh
was
my
probably
goodness. That was the last MQS show, right?
right,
That's
yeah.
why we were there, so that what had to have been how long's Linda been gone?
She hasn't been gone that long, but it was
3
a lot
years?
longer
And
than
so it's
that.
probably 5 years ago or maybe
No,
longer,
it was a long time longer a lot longer than that, I think.
10 years? I don't know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that store. I wanna go back, and we don't go up to Iowa much anymore, so
Yeah. So, I should have sewn this weekend, but I didn't. But
well,
I
and
will start.
I did put binding on, something. What did I bind? Oh, the no, not that one. I don't know, I don't know what I did with any of them that I've bound. Oh, I got these 2 done. The red and white one I have done. I just need to sew the label on it, and then the one you did for, Brigsley, I got the binding on it. So,
That's a cute quilt.
yeah, and I hope she likes it. And the girls are gonna come up here. I don't know if they're bringing their husbands or not, but they better be bringing their babies. Um, but they're gonna come and visit and pick up their quilts, and I bought Chiefs gear for the little kids, so
That's fun.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, that'll be fun. And then what else I was gonna talk to you about? It might have been that. I need to get my block of the months caught up. I'm way, way behind on block of the months.
Well,
You
that's a day, though.
No, I get 3 from one
Well, I
block
know, but
and
that's
1 from another one.
a good couple of I mean, that's not, like, behind, like, Sophia behind.
No, I'm really behind on Sophia. Don't talk about Sophia. Um,
Uh,
Golly, I have lost my mojo on that one for sure. I just don't even wanna touch it. And
they're having that retreat in a couple of weeks at Art Nest for
I know, but it's Rod's birthday, I think, when
oh.
they're doing that. I can't that would look bad. And then we're leaving on the 15th to go to
Have you got all those
Yellowstone.
plans done?
I have us planned on the way out there. I can't get him to sit still long enough like this this last week, he, on Thursday, um, my Amish neighbor's family had, like, a reunion at the campground. So, Amish came from Kentucky, Iowa, um, Nebraska, Colorado, everywhere, and camped out at the campground, and they asked if Rod would take them out fishing. So, Thursday, starting he sat here and napped most of the day Thursday because he was tired from working all week, and then he had to go out fishing, which, for him. But, he fished all night Thursday night, got up Friday morning at 4 and went back out and fished all day, and what is it, 100 the heat index was 105, and he was out in a black boat all day. So, he was, pretty exhausted when he got home, and, um, then then Saturday, he did it again. So and then Saturday night, uh, they invited us to their house, and it wasn't everybody there, it was just Wilmer and Edith and their 5 kids, and her niece, and the niece's husband and their baby. So we went up there for fish fry, and then they wanna know if we'd take them swimming. Well, we didn't wanna swim. Well, I wanted to put my feet in the water, but anyway, Rod didn't want to. So we, took them, both vehicles full of people, down to the lake and let them go swimming, and we came back home and sat until time to go back and pick them up. So it was 9:30, and he laid down and on the couch, in the recliner and fell asleep, and that was the end of him.
Oh,
So, pretty tired.
pretty fun.
Yeah,
Okay, so you are doing that in October or September?
September. Then October is retreat with City's Edge,
Okay.
and then November's my retreat,
Um,
and December's Christmas.
then we start all over again.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, okay. Okay, well, we have said absolutely nothing worthwhile today, but
Hey, I think it was. We talked about the scrap thing, and I'm really enthused about that,
I mean,
so
we got some names out there. Sister Chichs, Quilting, Revelation Quilts, Quilted Forest, and MerryMabelMarket.
yeah.
Kind of an abrupt ending because of a change of plans. We'll be back next week with Holly Meyer of Juniper Jane's Little Quilt Shop in Ackley, Iowa. See you again then.